up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and it's Monday. We're down here to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. We are also here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I think we're going to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac first, so that because I watched it last night, like right before I went to bed, and then I watched it this morning and took notes. Okay, well, not really watched it, but I was able to, I knew what was going on. I just needed to take notes. So here I am talking too much about what I do and the process. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a good weekend, relaxing. I almost finished Squid Game. I'm on episode 7. Girl, it's a mess. It is a mess. And then I watched Kate with Woody Harrelson. And I don't know who the other people in the movie were. All I knew is Woody Harrelson. That's all I knew from the movie. It was called Kate. And it came up on my list as recommended. It was a 98% match. And I tell you, I loved it. But then I was watching it and I was like, I really wish that we could have black women in roles like this. Like badass assassins. Even though like the plot of the story, there's like a twist. But I wish that this woman could be a black woman. Like badass, kicking ass, shooting people. Like an assassin. It was good. I thought it was good. And then I started to watch another movie with, who is in the movie? I can't think. The guy, he looks familiar. His face looks familiar. He looks like a creep. But it was called Intrusion. So I don't know. It was Frida, I think her name is. What's her name's sibling? She's somebody's sibling. You know what? No, I was thinking of Penelope Cruz. Doesn't she have a sibling? No, but this woman, her name is Frida something. Frida Pinto. That's her name. I'm tripping. Frida Pinto. She's in the movie. So anyways, let's talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. Last night I was on Twitter and I could see everybody tweeting live. A lot of people were not happy. And I was like, what's going on? And everybody's like, here we go again. Here we go again with the mess from last season. Here we go again. So I was like, okay, let me watch it. Let me watch it late so I don't have enough time to process it and really get mad and see everybody else's, how they feel about the episode. So I watched it last night. I didn't take notes. I was just watching it and I was just like, this... Okay, we see what you're doing. And Ashley just gives me more every episode. She gives me more and more of a reason not to like her character. I do not like her and her trash tribe. I don't give a damn how big the picture is. Yeah, you saw she brought a big old picture of her trash tribe. Yes, that's what they look like to me. And that's my opinion about it. If you have a different opinion, you can always turn your camera on and post it to the internet and give your opinion about it. Right? And create your own channel where you can give your opinion, where you could kiss Ashley's ass. Right? That's not going to happen here. It will never happen here. And it's also another indicator that she should be a friend. She should be demoted to a friend of the housewife. Because I think collectively, whether you like Ashley or not, the presence of her sexual predator husband, I don't think he should be allowed to be anywhere on set. I know that he's going to be there at Karen's party and he starts some trouble there. But I think that Ashley should be demoted to a friend. She causes enough bullshit and lies enough, just enough to keep the shit going. But we don't need to see her personal story. I don't need to see, and I'm all for, free the nipple but the fact that Ashley feels like she needs to I think she intentionally does things to make people uncomfortable. And I'm not saying you should be uncomfortable by anyone pulling their breasts out to feed their baby, because nobody should be sexualizing a woman's body when she's feeding her baby. But I think she does it intentionally, just whips it out because it creates discomfort, right? While people are okay with, breastfeeding, in the area when you just whip your titty out with nothing and just like, I'm whipping my titty out, I think she does it intentionally. I think she brought that big ass picture intentionally. I do not like Ashley Darby. I think she is super whack, and I'm gonna get to her at the end. Mia and G, they are getting ready for the trip. He said he's not happy with the trip, and she tells him about what happened with Candace and calling her event or her video shoot low budget. And then she says, but you could say what you want about me, but not about my mom. Okay, so I am talking about you. That's what everybody needs to understand. I am talking about you when I'm talking about your mother. I'm talking about you. Just like when Mariah sat across from Heavenly and called her dusty and dirty, and she turned around and said, well, you should know because your mother is dusty and dirty. I don't understand what the problem is. Everybody can say your mama. We've been saying your mama jokes since we were in elementary school. Don't get 50 years old and decide like, oh my God, your mother has had a life where she was a drug addict and put you in foster care, and now we can't say your mama. No, bitch, you shouldn't be talking shit. Don't talk shit, right? And don't nobody know your mama's life story. And only you know your mama's life story, because at any given moment, of any social class, of any race, honey, of any creed, of any nationality, somebody could say your mother. And you're just going to have to deal with it. It's not our fault that your mother put you in foster care, girl. It's not our fault that you ended up on a pole, girl, and had to strip for lobster and steak so you can wind up in a penthouse. Did nobody, that's your life. So if your life is a read, girl, then so be it. Shut your damn mouth. Move accordingly. If your life is a read. If I could drag you from your mama to your husband, keep your mouth shut. That will work out for everybody, and it will be a better look for you. And the end. You won't need to be offended. Go cry in your room like Candace told her. Bitch, go cry in your room. I was here for it. Anyways, Chris and Candy, they're sitting down outside having wine or whatever, drinking. It's almost 4:30. We see Chris has a drink in his hand. Chris said, it's always time to drink. Candy said, I know that's right. So she started talking about the shady party and the video being low budget, and her, walking up to her mom and not knowing her mom. And Chris said a question like that there's no way else to look at a comment like that but shady. And I agree. And she said, and I came back with your mama's low budget. And it just feels like Mia is intimidated by people. And when she's intimidated, she projects those insecurities onto another person and is acting like those other persons have those insecurities when it's actually her with those insecurities. I can say the way that Mia was behaving in that house, it seemed like the back of the strip club where the lockers are, where the girls get into fights and walk past each other on their phones talking shit. And then when you get downstairs and you're confronted, you say you didn't say that. I said, oh, she's from the strip club. This is Ronnie and Trick's friend. This is Ronnie and Trick's friend. You can't pay me to smell a motherfucker's feet all day, no matter how big they are, huh, Mia? We dancers. You better use what you got to get what you want, honey. Baby, don't be using those Ronnie Ho quotes on me. That's Ronnie and Trick's friend, Mia. Anyway, so Robyn and Ashley, they're at Robyn's house. Baby, why they show that raggedy ass tea kettle on her? Girl, if you don't take some baking soda and scrub that tea kettle, girl. Robyn, girl, ain't no way in the world that tea kettle. What did you have? You know what I think it is from? I think it's from you leaving your tea kettle on the stove and then you having like grease and stuff pop onto the tea kettle, and then you burn the tea kettle on its burner, and so all of that stuff is cooking onto your tea kettle. Please, Robyn, take some vinegar and some baking soda and get to scrubbing, girl, because it'll come right off, because that is a mess. That was a mess. I was like, why did they do that? Anyway, So, Ashley starts. She don't have anybody else to talk about but Candace. So she says, Candace was on the warpath. And, she was like, I don't know. She's like, Candace, she what she said about Mia's mom. She was like, I don't think that she knows Mia's mother's history. I don't think she knows it. And then she was like, Mia's mother was a drug addict. And then Ashley goes, what? Ashley did not know that either. Right? That's very crucial to what happened at the end. She didn't know Mia's mother's history and Mia's story. For her, she was like, oh, girl, she said your mama. But she didn't realize that Mia's mother has a story, as everybody's mother does, okay? Everybody's mother has a story, shit. Ashley says, what's the girl's name? Robyn says that Candace needs to stop and think before she says things to people. She doesn't know the lady's history. There's nothing that I could say. There's nothing that I could say to get around Candace saying your mother. Like, she doesn't know your mother's history. And like I said earlier, you know your mother's history, right? So before you start coming out your face at people, getting slick about the mouth, you should worry about and wonder if somebody is going to say your mother, don't get offended. Then you should be quiet if you don't want that said to you. Just like they showed that clip the other day of Brandy and Jeff from, Jeff, what's his name? I love Jeff. I can't even think of his last name right now. The interior designer, Jeff. And he and Brandy were on Watch What Happens Live. And he said something about Brandy putting her hands through Jeff's hair. And then Jeff made a comment and said, oh, do you think I could catch an STD from that? And she was like, ugh. She was like, don't start no shit with me like that. Then when they came back from the break, she threw a drink in his face. And she was like, maybe alcohol will kill it. Alcohol kills germs or STDs or something, she said. But she threw a drink in his face. I say that to say, you cannot say something to somebody and monitor and police how they respond to you, right or wrong. Whether they are right or wrong, you can't tell somebody how to respond to your mouth, to your slickness. You can't tell nobody right or wrong. And that's just what it is. Wendy is an asshole, Robyn says. They talk about the text that Giselle sent out to everybody to decline the invitation. She says, who invites somebody and is nasty to them? Well, you invited people to a party and asked them questions that were passive aggressive about them. That was shady. You invited people to your party and to be shady to them. So I'm going to invite you to this girls' trip. You could either show up or not, but this is my girls' trip. You could show up and not get paid, right? Because we do get paid for every episode. So you, Giselle, single mother of 3, you need to bring your ass to the trip. And Robyn, single mother of 2, you need to bring your ass to the trip too so y'all can get paid. That's why your happy asses, boot and all, showed up with your dirty ass tea kettle, bitch. That's why your asses showed up. Robyn says she doesn't blame Giselle for not coming. And then Wendy and Eddie are talking, right? So they show Wendy and Eddie, they're having a conversation. And Wendy tells him about the text message. And then Robyn responds to the text message, enjoy your trip. Like she's not going either. And it's like the fact that Robyn doesn't see that it looks like she follows Giselle's lead on everything. You just look like a weak bitch all the way around. Like, it's like, why do you want to look like that? It doesn't, it's not a good look. Why do you want to appear that you are a follower? Why are you so mad at Wendy? Because you were really trying to, the reason why Wendy went off on you, right? Let's start at A. Don't start at G, right? Let's start at A. Why did Wendy say those things to you? How did we get here? Because there were steps, right? And you were over there, like Karen said, thumbing yourself. You were over there fingering yourself for Giselle. And Wendy snapped back and she hit you where she knew it would hurt you. And that's in your relationship. So now all of a sudden she's an asshole. Right? Okay, so you don't want to go, but you look like you're following Giselle's lead. I'm just saying. That's what it looks like to me. Ashley said she doesn't give a shit about Wendy. She wants just to be with her girls. We could be a throuple, right? So that's it. That's what it is. Right? And she says, well, Wendy is just being cold and dismissive and about my relationship, and I just don't know. You're literally sitting across from the woman who was telling everybody that you and Juan had 27 cents in your bank account. You are sitting across from the woman in your home with her titty out. When you went up to accost her at her kangaroo restaurant, you and Giselle rolled up. Right? Right? Okay. That woman. So you telling me that if you can sit across and have tea with Ashley, all of a sudden it's just, this is Wendy, and Wendy is talking about your relationship. Every last one of these women have talked about your relationship, even the women who are no longer on the show. So I guess this is just a hurdle to get to know Robyn, is to talk trash about her relationship, because everybody else has talked trash about her relationship. Or whatever it is. Karen and Ray. Ray said it was so kind of them to invite the men to the trip. Ashley shows up. Ray wants to know if Michael and Juan are coming. Karen said, I doubt it. I doubt that they're coming. She had a little picture of her trash tribe. They were like, oh, wow. That's great. Okay, well, you guys get ready to go. Make sure you put your seatbelts on. You got some snacks in here. Don't nobody care about your family. Don't nobody care about you. It should say wanted on the bottom of that damn picture. And we need to put it up in the post office. Okay. Shit. Wendy and Eddie arrived to the Library of Congress. I was like, what kind of house? Okay, I forget where they are. So they get there, they open the door. I was looking like, look at this furniture, child. This looked like an old museum. It does look like one of those houses that are historical landmarks. I was like, look at this house. Okay, girl. So they arrive. Wendy is laughing. I don't know what she's laughing about. Her wig is flying off. I thought I had to rewind it because I was like, what the hell is Wendy laughing about? Her goofy ass laugh. So she was laughing, having fun or whatever. They go inside. Mia and G show up. They want to know where the valet is and where are the people to get the luggage. Because you're so high class, huh, Mia? You're so high class, girl. Now, that's what I'm for sure. I'm not getting my luggage. Okay, we'll see about that. So they're taking shots, and they say, what do we want? Shots of Patron? What are we taking shots of? Mia said her face may fall off. The rest of it? Girl, the rest of it might slide off. Teddy Perkins looking ass. You mean to tell me? Wendy says it's good vibes only. GVO is good vibes only, right? So then Mia says some crazy shit. She says, you know what G told me? You know what G told me? G told me if you can't hang with the big dogs, get on the porch with the puppies. G's looking at her like, bitch, I ain't never said that to you. Girl, you're a mess. You're really trying to fit in. And it's crazy because you are taking the mean girl approach to fitting in. You're taking this approach to fitting in like, I'm going to be mean to the women. I'm going to be mean to the women. I'm going to create conflict with the women. And it's whack. I feel like when you come in a friend group, you should really try to get along with everybody. Just try to get along with everybody, see how it works. But to go in with an attitude towards people, to go in with like starting trouble with people, I don't think it's a good look. I don't. Now, it may work for reality TV, but I don't think it's a good look like in real life. It's just like, and Mia, is she good for reality TV? Maybe so. Maybe you need to go to Baddies or Zeus programming would probably fit you more. And maybe you could be like the boss. Like you could take Jocelyn's place, or you can work with Jocelyn. You could be on Jocelyn's cabaret. Anyways, so there's layers to Gordon, and there's Gordon, and then there's G. So G, we can see G is already starting, honey. He is already starting. So she was like, this is real, uncomfortable for me because, I had to leave my kids and with my mom, and this is the first time And Wendy goes, why is this the first time you're leaving your kids with your mom? And G goes, oh. She was like, why you say that? And she was like, well, because, you know, I'm rebuilding the relationship with my mom. And she just basically gives the backstory. And so Wendy was like, oh, now that you say that, you know, what Candace said to you, I mean, how do you feel about that? And she was like, well, from my perspective, I mean, Candace is just like a spoiled brat. No, you mean so spoiled that you thought you should have been greeted at a video shoot? You mean so spoiled that you thought you should have valet at a cast trip? Is that at somebody's Airbnb, essentially? You thought you was going to... That spoiled brat? So spoiled that you went up to somebody's mother who you don't know and started asking very personal questions about their marriage and how their marriage is arranged? I would never, but you did. And what you are showing us, Mia, is that you are a class A pathological liar. And that might come from your upbringing, right? Because when people lie, you know, I have a theory. People lie out of fear and for gain. Those are the two reasons that people lie. But when a person lies for no reason, I look at them crazy, because I figure when people lie, they have a reason. I want to know what the reason is, and like I said, what my theory is. But then there's those that have no reason, and you have to look at them crazy, because it's like, why are you lying? What for? Why are you lying? You're a liar. You're a pathological liar, and it's very clear. Again, that might be from your upbringing. And just like Candace said, you need to be in therapy, because the way that you are interacting and engaging with these women, where you feel like people are intimidated by you, when it's really you're intimidated by other people and you don't know how to socialize. So instead of, you know, socializing in a productive, cohesive environment, you would rather create conflict, because that makes you feel powerful in the moment, because you are the one, in fact, with the insecurities. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because that's what it looks like to me. Karen and Ashley are on their way there. They're talking about the wedding, and in the clip, Ray says, well, you know, it's okay. We can invite Giselle, but who is she going to bring? That hairdresser? Come on, Kyle, with her hair looking like a bale of hay sitting on top of it with a bang. It's a mess every time. Sorry, Cal. Sorry. I don't know how many more hours you got to go to get your cosmetology license, but I know you want to practice on Giselle. It's a mess every time. Every single time, Giselle. I don't think I've ever seen Giselle's hair look really, really cute. It's always something off about Giselle. Always something off. Anyways, Candace and Chris get there. She came in there saying hello. Singing hello. And there's Mia, her jolly green giant ass. She about to break the foundation on the Library of Congress over here, stomping through the yard. Honey. So what's the plan, everybody? What's the plan? They say it's GVO, good vibes only. And Candace goes, or you can GTFO. And G was like, yes, or you could get the fuck out. G was so happy about it. Mia didn't look happy that they connected on that. She didn't look very happy about that. Mia says that Candace needs to be prepared. Candace and Chris need to be prepared for Candace's mood, and that Chris is going to need to manage Candace's mood. But from the looks of it, it looks like somebody's going to need to manage Grandpa's mood, right? It looks like somebody's going to have to manage your grand husband's mood, honey. Baby, when somebody called you a grand husband on Twitter, I said, I'm taking it. I am taking it. Mia and her grand husband. Yes, it looks like you're going to have to manage his mood, honey. Because he looks like he is out of control. Out of control. Out of control. He looks like she needs to get some, and maybe she would be in a better mood. I don't know where she got that from. It didn't land for me. I'm not sure what she's referring to. You don't know Candace enough to know whether or not her mood needs to be managed with some dick. So I don't know. It didn't land for me. Sorry. Wendy was dropping it low, and Gordon said he's going to let it rain. He's going to make it rain. He needs to take his $20 bill and make it into some ones, because he is a strip club connoisseur. You know, that's where he found me. Yes, we know. We know that's where you found. Did you see Chris? I had to rewind. I said, look at Chris looking at the camera when Candace said that we know where he found you, girl. Gordon's into white girls. Oh, is he? That's not shocking at all, considering he married Teddy Perkins. Where the white women at? And then he started gyrating. He's 68 years old. He started gyrating, and they were like, take his drink, get him some water. Like, while you trying to worry about somebody's video shoot being low budget, you need to manage Paw over here, girl. I'm a big bitch, you know. Candace said, well, yes. Candace was tearing me. When I tell you Candace was tearing me up, and all she was doing was agreeing with everything. He found me in a strip club. Yes, we know. I'm a big bitch. Well, yes, you are. Bitch, you throwing them to me. I'm just, you're assisting me. Okay. Shut up. Then nobody won't say nothing to you. That's it for me. Let me tell you something. I don't care what Candace, y'all know that I don't care what Candace says to Mia, right? I don't care what she says to Mia. I'm waiting for Candace to get on Ashley's mama. That's what I'm waiting for. I know y'all said, and Candace affirmed that she has gotten into Ashley's ass about Sheila's weasel-eyed looking ass. She done got into her, but we didn't get to see it. I want to see it. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for her to pull Sheila's card and play it with Ashley. I'm waiting for that. Does it still work? Yes, it works. It's pork fat, and does a bear shit in the woods? Girl, don't nobody care. Whatever. Anyway, so Ascala and Dre, they get there. G said, who the fuck is that? It was so funny when he said, who the fuck is that? And then by the time she made it to him, he was like, Ascala? Yes, I've heard so much about you. I was like, this motherfucker is fake as his wife. Who the fuck is that? So they started picking rooms. Ascala and Candy, they walk off. I keep calling her, because I write Candy, because Candy Ace is too much to write. So I'm just writing Candy from right now, okay? So Ascala and Candy, they go upstairs and they picking the rooms, right? So when they're downstairs, Gordon calls a car dealer on the phone, which was the most awkward, cringy. I had so much secondhand embarrassment. I was just like, what is he doing? I didn't get it. I was like, okay, watch this. I don't know if it seems to me, I don't know what it is. I don't know if he was trying to show off and trying to show like it's our anniversary and it was really weird. But for their anniversary, he's getting her a customized G-Wagon. Great. We love G-Wagons. Shout out to G-Wagons. Dope automobile. But she's trying to talk to the car dealer, and he's telling her, we're going to customize your G-Wagon. And G tells Mia, I don't get enough times to tell you to shut the fuck up. And she's looking like this, trying to smile. Girl, aren't you embarrassed? You talking about Chris managing Candace. Girl, you need to manage G. Like, for real. That was so weird. I was like, oh, okay, this is really weird. So he was like, oh yeah, our wedding anniversary, we've been married 8 years. He goes, 7 years too many. Let me tell you something. If it was Candace saying this and Chris saying this shit, y'all would be tearing Candace ass up. I hope y'all tearing her ass up for her husband telling her to shut the fuck up and that they were married 1 year, 7 years too many. Anyway, so G asked Chris, could he get a loan? Because, white boys got good credit. I was like, this man is a trip. So they make it back upstairs. And Wendy's upstairs talking about, what y'all talking about? Talking about to Ascala and Candace. What y'all talking about? She was like, girl, we're talking about Captain Save a Hoe. Please replace Mia with Ascala. Just do it. Just replace Mia with Ascala, or keep Ascala and Mia and get rid of Robyn and keep Ashley as a friend, and let's see how Giselle does on her own. Right? So get rid of Robyn, because Robyn isn't offering us nothing, has not offered. Robyn low-key should be a friend. So Robyn and Ashley demoted to friends. Ascala and Mia, they can stay. I could keep them. Get rid of the mediocrity of the group, right? So get rid of Robyn. Get rid of Trash Tribe council leader, get rid of her and keep Giselle. Keep Giselle there. Get rid of the other two. Keep Teddy Perkins, right? Keep Teddy Perkins. Keep Escala, okay? Queen Escala, keep her and get rid of the other two. The mediocrity has to go, okay? And even Escala just brings up the fashions, you know. Ashley adds nothing. Ashley and Robyn, see? Ashley and Robyn, they give me soccer mom. They need to be on Orange County. Go to Orange County. That's where y'all need to be. Escala and Wendy and Candace are talking about how G told, what's her name, to shut the fuck up downstairs. And Candace is concerned because she says it seems to be a large age gap there. It's like 30 years. It's disgusting. Like, your man was like in his career when you were born. Like, that's fucking gross to me. Like, it is disgusting to me. I know it doesn't mean anything as you get older, but it's just disgusting to me. It is really disgusting to me. Mia goes, she wants to go find her room. And so when she goes, ladies, she goes, what y'all talking about? So, Escala goes, did G tell you to shut the fuck up? She goes, he probably did. She was like, why? What's wrong with that? She was like, girl, not in mixed company. That's a mess. And then Candace goes, you know, me and Chris, we talk like that, but not in mixed company. Yeah, because, baby, if you and Chris were talking like that amongst these groups, they would tear Candace's ass up. They would tell her, that's why Chris don't love you. That's why, see, now your mama don't love you and Chris don't love you. See how Chris talked to Candace? And she went and she over there with that white man and he talking to her like that, baby. I could hear it now. I could hear it fucking now, baby. I could hear it. That's why I don't like when Chris talks to Candace a little sideways, because it's just waiting to happen. Her being black, him being white, you talking sideways to her, they would tear your ass up in these streets. I'm just letting you know now. Right? That's why everybody cringes when Chris raises his voice to Candace, because she's black and you're white, and that's all that it is. And you're a man talking to a white man talking to a black woman like that. Absolutely not. That's the reason why these girls don't want to divest. They want to stay broke and low down in poverty, and they don't want to go get to the other men because they're afraid that the other men are going to talk crazy to them and talk down to them as black women. That's the bottom line of what that all is about, okay? So if that was happening, if Chris told Candace to shut the fuck up and that he was happy to be married to her 1 year, is 2 years too much? They'd be dragging her ass all, dragging him and her. That's why. But are we talking about, let's talk about G though. Talking to her crazy. We don't do that in mixed company, girl. Well, I don't have no issues with it. Well, what else is going on? So then Wendy starts talking about Mia's history. And she says, well, really, so she was like, okay, so, yeah, I don't know about your mom. Like, what's up? What's going on? Basically, that's what Candace was saying. She was like, I don't know. And she was like, well, you know, telling her history of her mother. And she was like, well, basically, I was responding to you. I was responding to a comment that you made to my mom. So let's start at the beginning. That's the thing. It's called a reaction for a reason, right? There was an action and you are responding to that action. You are reacting to the action. So this reaction did not come without something to make me do what I did. So let's start at the action. Then we can talk about the reaction on whether I was wrong or not in my reaction. Let's talk about whether you were wrong or not, or out of order, walking up to a woman you barely even knew. Well, you don't really know my mom, and you don't know my mom either. See how that works? Exactly. You were out of order. If you can be out of order and step to my mom and ask her some personal questions, I can say, yo mama, drug addict, send you off to foster care or not. So be prepared, because I don't know your mother's checkered history. Only you do. So you would do in your best interest, and it would be a better look for your ass to shut the fuck up, like your husband told you to do. If you don't want nobody to talk about your mama. That's how that works. Well, I'm a CEO, And then wait, and then she goes, and then you call my video shoot low budget. Well, I'm a CEO, and that is my job to identify the problem and come up with a solution. So you identified the problem, and the problem was what? That you weren't met by somebody, and the solution was to go talk to her mother to ask if Chris is getting paid. You're a liar. Right? You're a liar. And I just wanted to connect to her because I want to be more like her. Lying again. You're lying again. Well, my mother wasn't found in a strip club, so I don't know how you would be able to connect with her or be like her. Well, I made a lot of money in the strip club. Okay, well, that's great. Now, the men are downstairs talking. It's very awkward the way that the men are talking, because Gordon was trying to say that, when the girls have problems, me and Chris, we're not going to have any problems. When she called the girls' video low budget, this fake laugh. It was so awkward. She said, well, you called my video low budget. She said it was constructive criticism, so take it. A scholar said, this isn't a business trip. And then Candace says, I did not invite you to criticize me. Period. I invited you to be a part of something. I barely even knew you. She shouldn't have been invited. Really. She shouldn't have been invited. She was like, well, I know your man found you on a curb, and she started calling G a pimp and said, and you don't know my mother. And then Wendy leans over and asks the girl, is she okay? What? Wendy. Candace said, why you asking her if she's okay? Me too. I want to know that too. Girl, are you kidding me? Candace said, I don't know why you came to her rescue. Anyways, and you and your big ass feet. I like my feet. God gave me these feet. And God also made you basic. Oh, my BFF is calling. Yeah, you taking the calls because you can't take this heat. That's why you taking this call. Yes, my beautiful bombshell rich friends who understand me. Not these broke bitches. Your mother's a broke bitch. Was she wrong for that? So you gonna walk by me, call me a broke bitch, while you in this house here. We all have the same job. We all work at the same company. You calling me a broke bitch? And you a CEO with a vanity title. So it can look like you doing something. Because you don't want to look like the lobster and steak stripper girl. Who slid down the pole and landed in a penthouse. So let me look like I'm doing something. Right? And who you talk? It was just a scene out of some stripper movie, and the girls in the back where the lockers are getting their shit together, and Mia grabbing her phone, walking in between the girls, calling them broke. Girl, what? Get your night crawling ass, get your night walker ass down there, and get your dog on the way out, girl. Candace, like I said, I don't give a shit what Candace says to Mia. Kudos, girl. Say whatever the fuck you want to say to her. Sorry. I'm not going to say nothing about what Candace says. She can call her a dog walker, a night crawler, jolly green giant, Teddy Perkins. We can talk about her granddaddy husband. We could... whatever she says, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Sorry. Karen and Ashley arrive, so they give out the rooms. Mia says to put Candace in the dungeon. Chris says, what about me? She starts laughing. Karen and Escala, because they were the cottage crew, they get the pick of the rooms. So I don't understand why they were picking rooms now when Wendy said, go ahead and you guys go pick your rooms. I didn't get that. Okay, anyways. So Mia, you get the room after that, and Candace is last because she gets the, because she put the girls in the cottage. And that's how it goes. She was like, well, you said you wanted Mia to feel welcome. She said past tense, honey. She was like, oh, yes, look at Candace. Candace is an afterthought, she says. That's why Candace was last. They throwing shade, whatever, girl. But you're not going to like the shade when Candace throws it back. Anyway, so Ashley goes over to Mia and says, what happened, girl? What's going on? Girl, oh my God, she's so mean. Really, Mia? Candace is so mean. Okay, that's how we gonna do it? She was like, girl, you're talking about me and I'm sitting right here. So if you want to talk about me, she can say, girl, well, I'm grown. We could talk about the same grown woman who walked through a bunch of bitches who got money, right? And you walk by them and said they was broke. And that's the thing, like, remember when that girl that was on, she had the Halloween party on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She had the Halloween party. It was like really no one in there. They tried her out last season. I don't remember her, but she was saying to LaToya, calling her broke. Remember, she was calling her broke? And she was like, girl, that's what broke people say. When people come after somebody's money like that, and they start calling people broke, and the first thing out their mouth is how much money you have or how much money you don't have, they're broke. Right? They're chasing paper. They're rising and grinding. Right? They're hustling. Right? Those are people who are chasing money and motivated by money. Those people who throw money in your face, that's the first thing they do. And more than likely, their access to money is fairly new. From my experience and observation. That's all I can go by. And that's what I see. A scholar was like, did you call us broke bitches? No, I didn't. You're a pathological liar. Because you have no reason to lie after you just said you was a grown-ass woman and you could talk in front of Candace. And then you sat there talking about Candace is so mean. Like, she was really acting like she is being treated poorly. She's really acting like that. And it's not that. She was like, no, I didn't. She goes, okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. You need therapy. You need therapy because every time you talking shit about somebody, you mentioning money, you're mentioning what they have and what you don't have. And a scholar goes, classism. Yes, not and let's add classism, and we already have colorism, right, as another cast member on this franchise. So let's add classism with this low class, low budget, low rent bitch who fell down a stripper pole and landed in a penthouse. Right? And now you want to tell everybody's intimidated by you and you a boss bitch. And your job is to spot the problems. Look in the mirror, bitch, because there's a big problem right there. That's what it looked like to me. You ain't got to do nothing but look at yourself, honey. She was like, you barely got here. You just making it. You just got here. That's what Candace was saying to her. She was like, well, you need to be proud of being a rich black woman. She's like, no, girl, you doing too much. You trying to flip it and you're not that smart. That's the crazy part. Where is your pimp? Put her in line. Tell her to shut the fuck up again. Do you need something to eat? And I don't know, she threw an olive at her. And as soon as she threw the olive, or she threw some, I don't know if it's an olive or what, but it was something small, like a salad fixin'. And she threw it towards her. And everybody was like, oh. So, what, baby, did you see the way Candace slid over on the side of the counter? Bitch, you want to keep talking? I was like, Candace, watch your mother and go cry in your room. Ashley goes to Candace, you don't know her story. Candace goes, neither do you. And Ashley goes, yes, I do. I spend more time with her. And there's another liar. You another liar. You another bitch who had to get married for survival. So you got to lie to get your way to the penthouse, right? Y'all had to lie and cheat and steal. So you know how to lie real quick, Ashley. Ashley, you're a liar. That's why I don't like Ashley. Ashley, you didn't even know Mia's mother's story. And now all of a sudden it's, I know her story because I spend more time with her. You're a liar. She walked away after that. That was the end of that. Anyways, y'all, I don't know what to say about the episode. I'm not about to be mad about this shit. Y'all can be mad all you want to. This shit is dumb. Last episode was really fun and it was funny and we had a good time. But we could see this. I don't know what was up with Wendy acting like she was so, empathetic to Mia's plight in her story. But what happened to, well, Candace doesn't know her mother's story. And here it is. This is my thing. And I'll say it once again. You are the one who knows your mother's story. Your mama can be injected anywhere to anybody. It does not matter. It does. Your mama is not only for black people. Your mama is white people. Chinga tu madre. That is for your mother. Fuck your mother. Yes. Everybody has their your mother. So we're not going to act like we didn't learn that the way to hit a person deep, because don't nobody know their mother's backstory, is to say your mama. And the only reason why you get mad, right, is because you know your mother's story. And being that you know your mother's story, it would be in your best interest to shut your damn mouth so no one has to react to the bullshit with your mama. Right? All right. Take care of each other, protect your energy, and we'll get down in the comments. Y'all need to stop talking about people. That's all that is. Stop talking about people, and people will stop saying your mama. That's so mean. And this is, no, it's not mean. And we all have learned that. We all have learned that. And if your mama is fighting words, bitch, get to swinging. Stop saying stuff to people. I gotta go, y'all. Take care of each other. Peace.